Hey guys, so I apologize. We ran a little behind today. I updated my computer and therefore every setting that I had was all recycled back to original. So it took me a few minutes to get everything up to speed, but we are live. We are moving through and we have a very exciting topic today. Something that I think is a very valuable add to your business, whilst at the same time not costing you, if anything, a very small amount if you're going to put in some additional assets into that play. So what are we talking about? How are we working? And I apologize, I can't get rid of this little watermark yet. I'll have to figure that out later. So the concept is, what is a blog and why is it something that we need to be paying attention to? Well, let's go into the simple reality of what a blog is and how it works. So basically, let's put ourselves up here real quick and throw that up. So a blog is defined as such. A blog is a regularly updated website or web page, typically one run by an individual or small group that is written in an informal and conversational style. Now, it is important to know this and to listen to this, that it is based on that conversational style that we want to focus on, okay? That we want to identify and make sure that we are key here, because the conversational style is what makes this the best part of this equation, because you can write this as if you are talking to the individual. And that's something that I want you to kind of keep in mind and kind of keep top of mind as you're going through this process, because that is what changes the feeling of how this is taken care of. People want to have authentic nature and authentic people talking to them about this stressful situation, which is, and I apologize guys, you can't even see my blog. I had this whole thing going and it's all in preview mode. Sorry about that. Remember, tech difficulties always seem to happen. So a blog, as I mentioned, is something that's written in informal format and something that we constantly want to be working through and working towards. So with that, let me kind of give you an idea of what my blog looks like. And that way you can kind of get a feel for what is seeing value. So excuse me, my blog runs stuff that we are putting up on a regular basis. So it mixes a little bit of video content with a lot of written content. And the written content is what Google likes, but if you pair that with video content, it likes it even more, because then YouTube can pick it up as well. Now, what are you going to be talking about? And that's really one of the things that you kind of want to focus on, is what should you talk about in a blog? Well, let's put it into category that a blog is, for the most part, something that you want to be tangibly working towards and thinking about every time, okay? So basically what you want to do is you want to identify that everything that you're working on and working on throughout point is going to be top of mind authority for your client. So keeping them up to speed with information is going to be key here, because you want to make sure that this content is not only relevant for your website, but also relevant for you. Because when people search, you want your Google juice to be working for you in your biggest benefit. And the only way for that to happen is to use things like keywords. Now, what are keywords and why are they so important? So if you just simply go to Google and you type in keyword search tool, it actually pops up automatically. This is going to give you a bunch of different versions of a keyword search. So what this is going to do is this is going to show you what are popular keywords in your industry. And you can use a variety of these. But basically what happens is, if I'm looking for the real estate industry, okay, it's all automatically populated here. Enter a keyword for this particular website. So if I wanted to get them to brianbirds.com, okay, and I wanted to go for El Paso, Texas, okay, that's interesting. So right here, I'm going to put on find my keywords. This is going to give me a big baseline of keywords that need to be top of mind through this process. And now I'm going to be able to show that. Now, some of these are going to be paid. Some of them are not going to be paid. But if you'll notice, these keywords are high volume and they have high competition. So people are going after these things, and you can see what might be considered a cost per click. So this is if you were going to buy ads, but we're not looking for ads. What we want is the organic method of this, and that is going to be done through things like a blog. And having that blog working for you would be key, because that's going to give you the ability to identify these keywords popping your website up top of mind. And that's what we're trying to aim towards, is how do we get your website to pop up? Now, what about you guys that are thinking, I don't have a website? That's okay too, because not having a website does not mean that you can't run a blog. There are a lot of blog services out there that will allow you to have a free blog and allow you to put out content. Now, everybody's always concerned about this simple fashion. Blogs are easy if you just think about it. How would you talk to a customer? What things would you talk about to a customer? So if you need the simplest blog ideas, go on your next appointment and just document what things you talk to them about. And guess what? That's going to be the things that other people want to hear about as well. And those, if you put the right keywords in there, will be those items that also will help your blog get more relevance. Guys, I say this because it is super important to what has helped us actually generate a lot more traffic to our website. So we traffic our website pretty tangibly, and we know what's going on, how things are going. We got one active user on our page right now, but in the last 7 days, we've had 328 new people come into the mix. This is key because these people are looking for content. I don't pay for any keywords to my website. And because I don't pay any keywords to my website, that means that I need to make sure that I'm getting the most relevance for the organic content. Now, organic simply means that you are putting it out there without paying for it. Organic content is going to be key to get more people to your site. Now, a lot of you work at brokerages that offer solutions that will be great and very beneficial for you in this system. And a lot of them have blogs already pre-described in the system. But what you need to know is make sure that you are paying attention to this and that you are keeping it relevant throughout the process, because what ends up happening is somebody will blog for a couple weeks and they'll be really diligent about it, but then they'll drop off the bandwagon. What I would suggest is, instead of maybe doing daily content, do weekly content. Do bi-weekly content until you feel comfortable with doing weekly content, and then so on forth. And once you feel comfortable with doing a maybe daily content, remember, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. It just has to be content relevant. And I will tell you the biggest secret that I've learned from blogs. Most people won't read them, but it will help your website get to top of mind. And you'll be surprised that the people that are reading them are actually going to get a lot of benefit out of it, and people will respond to this content. Now, the last thing I'll leave you with, and we've been sitting on here for about 8 minutes, the one thing that I want to make sure is top of mind relevance is the better content is when you pair that with YouTube. So Google loves content. They spider it, they look for it, they always are trying to find it. But what they love even more than that is paired video content. So using your YouTube channel to benefit you in some fashion or form, and then translating that video content, or vice versa, translating that written content into video, both will work substantially better whenever you're putting them together, because they will work together to get your website at top of mind. And you will start to see things like, when you go to a web search and type in your information or your name, not only will your My Business page pop up, which we've talked about before, but on top of that, what will also pop up is your actual YouTube content that will link you into your actual website. Now, one last thing, and just a little extra piece, is going through and putting up your detail here. So if I go to a website and I want to go to My Business, so business.google.com. So this is my business page, and you'll notice that over on the when I go to My Business here, there is actually a new thing called posts. We talked about this before, but these posts allow you to take your posted content and then reissue it out in a Google-based format. Now, what does Google love? They love you to use their systems, and therefore, if you're using their systems effectively, the one key that I have to tell you here, you're going to post their content, you're going to post a nice picture. Do not just simply copy and paste here. Write something different, write something new, because if you put the exact same content here, Google looks at it like plagiarism, and they actually hurt you in that respect if you just retype the content. So make sure you're using rich organic content here. Just change up that first paragraph or synopsis format, the whole content, and that way you have really rich content popping on your post. And then when they click on learn more, the click there is going to go to your website, that same place. So if I were to click this one, for instance, it's going to open up the page to my blog that's very simple and very similar to the content that I just showed. So just a few details, a few ideas to kind of help you through that process, because remember, guys, the leads we love the most are the leads that cost no money. And the leads that cost no money are the ones that you generate organically. And remember, all this takes is you putting yourself out there a little bit, sometimes uncomfortably, because we're not all, we don't all have English majors and we don't feel comfortable with this. That's not the point. Remember, it's a conversational style. So you're talking just like you're talking to anybody else when you're in an appointment. Now you just need to translate that into a written format or a video mixed with a written format, and that will have benefit to you. And remember, if you can get that 1 or 2 or 3 leads that didn't cost you anything, just simply based on organic, rich content, why would you not? All right, guys, thank you for your time. I will do my best to make sure that next time we have no tech difficulties, but I'm sure, as always, technical difficulties are a part of this game in this virtual environment that we are dealing with today. So, guys, have a great day. Enjoy. Thank you for your time. See you later.